Hi guys, Fire Plays here, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. And today, guys, we're going to be going over where can your team finish in 2022, right, guys? Where can your team finish, right? So, this video is inspired by UCATTS Roof and Floor. This is kind of what this is like, although I have changed it and made it my own little thing. So, yeah, that's what we're doing today. Alphabetical order, of course, starting off with the Crows. Now, for the Adelaide Crows, this one, there's going to be a fair few teams that are going to have this, but I do see them finishing 14th to 18th. Now, I don't really see them getting out of that bottom four. I did add 14th just in case if they do kind of rise a little bit, but I don't really see them getting out of the bottom four, and if they do, I don't see them getting any higher than 14th anyway. Now, I'll have them finishing 18th at the bottom. They could finish Wooden Spooners as well. They have that chance. I do think that they're going to finish around that 15th, 16th area. Maybe 17th, but yeah, I reckon 15th, 16th for the Crows. But yeah, highest 14th, lowest 18th. Now, for Brisbane, a strong top 8 team. I have them finishing 2nd to 6th. Alright, guys, 2nd to 6th. Now, I do think Brisbane are a good team, and they are in that top 4 area. Now, they could definitely go down to 5th or 6th this year, but I do think having a real Gabba fortress at home will make it really easy when they come play at the Gabba. But I do think away from home they do need to fix up maybe the little problem that they have, winning by 18 points over Carlton, 1 point over Collingwood. But I do think Brisbane definitely 2nd to 6th, highest 2nd, lowest 6th. But I do think they'll make the top 4. Now, for Carlton, a little bit of an interesting one here. And I'm pretty sure they're the only team that has this area. But have them finishing in 12th to 16th. Now, I don't think they can go any higher than 12th. They could really be a shock and make finals, but I can't see that happening. They could definitely do that, but I just don't see that happening. And then I have them sitting 16th at the lowest. Now, again, I don't think they're going to get down to 16th. I don't think they're going to be a bottom 4 team this year. I think they'll probably sit anywhere from 12th to about 14th is probably a spot for them. 12th to 14th. For Carlton, but who knows, they could be a real shock, they could be a slider, or they could get really high. But yeah, have them finishing 12th to 16th, 12 being the highest, 16th being the lowest. Now, for Collingwood, it is the same as Adelaide. I do regard those two teams, Collingwood, Adelaide, around kind of the same spot. So I have Collingwood finishing 14th to 18th in 2022. Now, I do think that Collingwood could, they really could rise, but I just, again, the chance of that happening, I don't see that really happening. Now, they could also go to Wooden Spooners. That is a chance. Now, do I think they're going to finish Wooden Spooners, out of the Crows or Pies? Who would I pick? Who's got more of a chance? I'm probably going to say Collingwood. Now, Collingwood fans, please don't get mad at me, but I don't think Collingwood are going to finish Wooden Spooners, because I have another team that I think will finish as the Wooden Spooners, but I do think Collingwood either 14th or bottom 4. Again, for Collingwood, I think they're going to finish around that 14th, 15th mark, a spot above the Crows probably, or a couple of spots above the Crows, but yeah, I do think Collingwood will be around that 14th, 15th mark. Now, on to Essendon, a team that got into the 8 last year. Now, again, I think the teams that are going for the top 8 this year are going to be really hard to beat. I reckon they're going to be really strong. I don't know if Essendon really hold that. So, pretty much this year, I do have them missing the 8. Now, I have them finishing 8th to 11th. Now, I can't see them going any lower because of the class they have in their team. They've got Darcy Parish, who, well, I bet he'll be a Brownlow medalist in the future, possibly. How he was this year was incredible. I don't know if it's enough to get them into 8th. Some of their performances they did have were not the best, but I do see them getting into that, 10th position. That's kind of where I see them being. So I'm saying 8th to 11th for the Bombers. Now, for Freo, I have them finishing 7th to 13th. Now, I really do see this team being the most interesting team to look out for ahead of the 2022 season. Now, why? Because I just have them being I have them, they either really finish high, they really finish low. Now, their fixture is very different. They have a really easy start, which is probably seeing them go 8-2, 9-1, something about that. And then they have a hard fixture for pretty much the rest of the year. So, have them finishing 7th to 13th. I do think they will finish 8th, and if not 8th, 9th, 10th, that kind of area. I can't see them slipping to 13th, and I don't think I can see them making 7th either. Now, Geelong, I have them going one step further than Brisbane. I have them finishing 1st to 6th. Now, I do have the Cats at around 6th position. I do think they're going to finish outside top 4 this year. Now, even though the games that have at GMHBA doesn't really kind of allow that, but I have them finishing outside the top 6. Now, their highest is 1st. They could definitely go and claim 1st this year. Now, again, though, I do think they're going to be finishing 6th, and I really hope they do. Now, I really hope they do for one reason. I really want them to test out their young players that they've got. Well, not test them out, but give them a crack. Give them a crack at the big time, so then you know what you have for years to come, because this is an ageing team, a problem almost, and they need to do something about it. They need to give the younger kids a run, so this year may not be the Cats' year, and I do understand that. Now, if any Geelong supporters are watching this, please do not get angry at me. I do actually think this could happen. They could trial younger guns, and I don't know if they're going to make the top 4. Or they could roll with the same team, and they could definitely smash out top 4. So, I don't know, top 4, 5th, 6th. I don't know, the Cats, they're going to finish somewhere in that first 6th range, though. That's where I think they'll be. Now, for Gold Coast this year, I have them finishing bottom 4. It's pretty simple. I actually would have them as wooden spooners as well. I just don't think Gold Coast are going to be a good team this year. I reckon they're going to get smashed a lot. I reckon they are they're just not a good team right now. They gave Hugh Greenwood away for nothing, and they'll be really disappointed after that. And I just don't think this is Gold Coast's year. So for Gold Coast, I think a wooden spoon. And if not a wooden spoon, definitely a bottom 4 finish is what's happening for them. Now, for GWS, I have seen a couple of videos where people have put them really high, like in the top 4, which I definitely, no doubt, they could definitely finish there. Now, I have them finishing 7th to 12th, and I actually have them outside the 8 now. I don't know about you guys, but I just don't think I just think missing Toby Green for the first couple of rounds, I don't think that's really gotten a big impact on it. I think the more impact is, I just don't think they can make the 8, compared to some teams like Fremantle, who might have a little bit more firepower than GWS or something like that. I just don't think the Giants are making the 8 this year. I have them finishing 7th at the very top, and I have them finishing 12th at the minimum, because they could definitely fall GWS. They could definitely fall 7th to 12th. Now, for Hawthorn, this is an interesting one. I have them finishing 14th to 17th, not to 18th, 14th to 17th, not 14th to 18th. Now, you guys are probably wondering, oh, well, they should be 14th to 18th for sure. But I just don't think Hawthorn are finishing 18th this year. Now, you guys can come back and tell me if Hawthorn end up finishing wooden spooners, and I'll be annoyed because I didn't even think about this. But I just cannot see Hawthorn being wooden spooners. I think they're going to finish 14th to 17th, around that bottom 4 mark again. Now, again, I just don't think they've got a lot of, they're going through a little bit of a rebuilding stage. So I do think 14th to 17th is exactly where they're going to be in 2022. Now, for Melbourne, it's pretty simple. 1st to 4th, top 4. They're not going to fall. They're not falling. 1st to 4th for Melbourne. I do think it's going to be 1st for Melbourne. There's nothing really to say. They've got a brilliant squad. They haven't made too many changes to it. 1 to 4, top 4. Pretty simple. That's probably an expectation. And I do think Melbourne are going to finish 1st. And if not 1st, they'll definitely be in that top 4. Now, I've got no idea how many teams I've put in this bottom 4 bracket, but I do have North Melbourne finishing somewhere 14th to 18th. Of course, probably one of them teams being a real up on the ladder. But yeah, I have North Melbourne finishing 14th to 18th. Now, they could go wooden spooners. I don't see North being wooden spooners though this year either. I would more than likely see a team like Gold Coast, Adelaide or Collingwood take it out instead of North Melbourne or Hawthorn. Now, if I was saying I don't think North will take it out, then I don't really think. I think the only team there that can really take it out from there is Gold Coast. But 14th to 18th for North, they are definitely building. They got some good wins last year over Carlton. They got a good win last year over Gold Coast, they competed against Geelong both times. They almost got a win over Melbourne. So they were looking okay last year in North Melbourne. So I'm saying I reckon they could be probably not out of the top four. I'm bottom four. I do think bottom four, but I think definitely towards the higher end of the bottom four. Now, there's been a fair few people this year that have said Port Adelaide out of the top four, and that is the way it could definitely roll as well. 1 to 5 for Port Adelaide. I reckon they're going to finish anywhere from 1st to 5th. Now, of course, if you kind of put it this way, you can say, oh, there's a 4 in 5 chance they're going to finish in the top 4 and a 1 in 5 chance they're not. No, this is just a prediction video. So Port Adelaide may finish 5th, and I think the team's competing for the top 4. This is definitely possibly a reality. Now, I know I've watched some videos about ladder predictions, and there has been a fair few people who've also said them to be out of the top 4. And they could definitely finish out of the top 4. Although, again, I do think there is a higher chance they'll finish in the top 4 than not. 1st to 5th, though, for Port Adelaide. And, yeah, it's going to be, again, pretty much based on how well they go at the Adelaide Oval against these better teams. But 1st, 5th for Power. Now, for Richmond, I have this one being probably the most interesting team of 2022, apart from the Fremantle Dockers. I have them finishing 2nd in most interestingness. Now, 6 to 13 for the Richmond Tigers. Now, they could be like last year. They may not be a good team like last year, but I think this year they are coming right back to their best, and I think they're going to finish 6th, 7th, or 8th. Now, I think it's going to be 7th or 8th. I do think it's going to be 7th just because of how hard Fremantle's fixture is. That I think they're going to get above, and I reckon they're going to do it in some style, being pretty close to those top 6 teams. As I made a video on the top 6 teams, so make sure to go ahead and watch that out. Watch that video out. Just watch that video, check it out. But yeah, 6 to 13th for Richmond. I do think they are going to be 7th though this year, but 6th to 13th. Again, I don't think they're sliding to 13th though. I think they're going to finish 7th. So yeah, I don't think Richmond can make. I don't think Richmond can miss the 8, but a team that I think will not make the 8, a team that will miss the 8 will be the St Kilda Saints. Now, I do think this is quite unlucky for them, as they do have a team full of very good players, but I think this year it's going to be a lot harder to book a spot in the top 8 than what it has been before, with teams being better, of course, and all that. So I'm saying about probably 12th or 11th is probably where the Saints will sit, not 9th or 10th. Again, as I think Giants, Bombers will occupy those spots. 11th for the Saints though. 12th maybe, but I think that's going to be like a spot for Carlton. So I think 11th for the Saints. But yeah, I think they're going to be reasonably close to the team that makes the finals, like just a couple of points away, just like the Giants and the Bombers. But yeah, I have the St Kilda finishing 11th. Now, for Sydney, I have them finishing 2nd to 6th, just like the Brisbane Lions. Now, another team that could really make the top 4 this year is Sydney. Now, how well they were last year, how they just sprung up the ladder was crazy. It was one of the biggest spring that I've ever seen before, and it was crazy. It was crazy how they did it. And I think this year they're going to be a really strong team, a stronger team than what they were last year. Now, I think probably about 4th, 5th is kind of where they sit. I don't know if they can go as high as 2nd. I don't think they can drop as low as 6th. I think 6th is going to be like a Geelong. Brisbane could miss the top 4, and then that allows Sydney in. But I reckon Sydney are going to be a really good team in 2022. Now, for West Coast, have them finishing 13th to 15th. Now, this is actually probably one of the smallest ranges. I think it is the smallest range in this video. Now, for West Coast, they've kind of already occupied a spot on the ladder. And last year, they had a dramatic form slump. They did defeat Port Adelaide in the West, and then from there, they just really fell, losing to North Melbourne in the West, which was probably one of their worst losses ever, really, for West Coast. And 13th to 15th is probably about right. I have them kind of occupying that 14th or 13th spot on the ladder. I don't know if they're going to sneak into the bottom 4. They could definitely be a team that could do that as well. But yeah, again, this year, probably problems away from home are going to be the same. Do their problems at home grow? Are they just a bad team now? I don't know. But for West Coast, I just don't see any improvement in 2022. And, well, the final team, unlucky to miss out on a... Well, they missed out on a spot last year, was the Western Bulldogs. Now, I do think 1st to 5th is a good chance for the Western Bulldogs. 1st to 5th. Now, again, I don't know where to kind of, like, where they could finish in between here, because they could really take out any spot, really. But I am saying probably more onto the top side than the bottom side. So, kind of like a second or third. Because I do think Melbourne will take that first spot. I do think a second or third is about right for the Doggies. Again, they could dramatically fall like what they did last year. They had a really big form slump towards the end of the year. Could happen again. I do see them finishing top 4 this year, though. So that's going to round out today's video. I do hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you guys will never miss another video on the channel. Please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Who's going to be your big slider this year? Who's going to slide down ladder? Who's going to be a big riser? Who's going to rise up like Sydney did last year? But I do hope you guys did enjoy the video. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section. That's it from me now, guys. So bye, guys. Fire plays out.